There is a major war being waged between Republicans in the Tennessee General Assembly and state and local Republican parties. And although this war is really beginning to brew in Tennessee, and as a Tennessean, you should be paying attention, I believe that this is going to have nationwide implications. And that battle is between the government and Tennesseans. There have been several pieces of legislation that's kind of led us to where we're at right now, but there is one piece of legislation that was recently introduced that has really sparked this battle between local and state Republican parties and the Tennessee General Assembly. I'm going to explain to you exactly what that piece of legislation is here in just a second, but it's also important to understand the overall issue surrounding this war. And the issue is the fact that Republican representatives in the Tennessee General Assembly aren't doing what their constituents want them to do. They've gone rogue, and they've been rogue for several years, but Tennesseans are finally starting to wake up to the fact that they have gone rogue. And not only Tennessee, you have states nationwide who are beginning to wake up to this. And almost every representative does the exact same thing after being elected. They get to Nashville and they cower to the state bureaucracies. They cower to the individuals and the big money who truly control this state. And they don't do what their constituents want them to do. And like I said earlier, there have been several pieces of legislation that have gotten us to where we're at right now. But this one piece of legislation, I believe, is going to be the catalyst. It's going to be the major fracturing point between the state and local Republican parties, the citizens of Tennessee, and the General Assembly. And that legislation, which was recently introduced by Lee Reeves out of Williamson County, takes away any decision-making ability of local county Republican parties to decide how their candidates are selected. What these local parties and citizens have wanted all along is for Tennessee to close their primaries. We don't have a Republican General Assembly. We have Democrats cloaked in conservative values. We have a whole bunch of neocons running the Tennessee State General Assembly. Tennesseans have figured that out. And what Tennesseans have also come to realize is that by having open primaries, meaning Democrats can vote in Republican primaries, Democrats are able to vote for the Republican representative they want in the Tennessee General Assembly. And these neocons know that if they were to pass legislation preventing Democrats from voting in Republican primaries, most of them would lose their primary. This is a tactic that has been used by establishment RINOs and Democrats for years to maintain power for the establishment. And the establishment only has a party affiliation on paper. Whenever it comes to doing business in Nashville, they're all the same. And a lot of your recent county level Republican reorganizations, they've lost control of the Republican Party at the county level. And that is a trend that is taking place statewide. The establishment General Assembly knows what this means. They're losing power quickly to grassroots conservatives, people who actually have conservative values. And the legislation that was recently introduced by Lee Reeves, who is the protege of establishment RINO neocon Jack Johnson, will remove the power of county level Republican parties to choose how they select their candidates. This past weekend, the Tennessee Republican Party State Executive Committee had their spring meeting. Republican Party leaders from across the state voted overwhelmingly to disapprove of this legislation that was introduced by Lee Reeves and backed by Jack Johnson. Basically, what they're saying is that Tennessee does not support this shit. You're rogue. We do not agree with you. So this is my question as a Republican voter in Williamson County, Tennessee, to my county Republican Party. I'm not the only one asking this question. There are millions of other Tennesseans who are asking the same question to their county Republican parties. What are you going to do about it? At what point does the political correctness get shoved aside? And do we acknowledge the fact that our Tennessee General Assembly, that Republicans in our General Assembly are rogue? They do not work for the citizens. They work for the people who control the politicians in this state. They work for the bureaucracies. They work for the big money. So when re-election time for Jack Johnson and Lee Reeves comes back around, what are you going to do? Are you going to allow them to manipulate their way back in and say, listen, we messed up, we're in your corner, until they get reelected and they're right back in the bureaucracy's corner? Is that what we're going to keep doing? Or are we going to put forth bulldogs to go to Nashville and handle the problems that we have in this state? Are we going to stop caring about what the media thinks here in Tennessee that's controlled by the media that has attacked Donald Trump for the past 10 freaking years? Are we going to acknowledge that everybody has a past? Are we going to start sending people to Nashville who aren't going to cave to the same people that Lee Reeves and Jack Johnson are caving to? So the question remains to the state and local Republican parties throughout the state of Tennessee, what are we going to do about it?